Give me a second. I'm trying to capture this. Yes. Hey! It's a little small. But it's a lot of patch notes, game.
I want to get on Mr. Bones' Wild Ride Crypt Calcium.
Just got home from bowling. Congratulations, Audio, on getting home from bowling. Yeah, I'm just listening to this music for a second. Also, speaking of RollerCoaster Tycoon, so you guys, you know how earlier I was talking about how Fangamer leaked their own merch early? It's time for Parks? It is time for Parks, yes. So Fangamer leaked their own Dwarf Fortress merch, but alongside of that, they also leaked a bunch of RollerCoaster Tycoon merch, because they put out this thing, which has Vampire Survivors merch, which they leaked early. Dwarf Fortress merch, which comes out tomorrow, right? Then Pizza Tower merch, apparently. But this is the interesting one. Not this one. The next one's the interesting one to me. This is the important one. See? I want that Mr. Bones Wild Ride t-shirt. I really want that t-shirt. I'm going to have to buy that t-shirt. Because Mr. Bones Wild Ride, that's fantastic. I will spend the stupid amount of money to purchase and import a t-shirt from Fangamer. I'm going to do that. That's something I'm going to do for myself. The vinyl, you needs it? Hell yeah, you do. All right, so I don't actually have the RollerCoaster Tycoon 1 parks installed, but let's play Dusty Greens. If it's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, this one. I like this one. So now, let's see if I can play this and remember how to actually control the game. Too goddamn long. I like how it's got a frame rate counter up there. So, I'm just going to get rid of this goddamn mini golf. Sorry, we can do better. Here, dunk. Yeah, get rid of that, get rid of that. Get rid of this, that, this. Thanks for the free money. Mini gun, mini golf, mini null, more like. I'm also probably going to get rid of that one too, but we'll get rid of one at a time. Stupids. You know, people, you got one job, and that's get to the pathways and stay on the pathways. If you guys get lost, this is on you. All right? All right, we'll give you some assistance. Samantha S. But yeah, no, it's very rare that I'm just like random merch for a game that I barely ever play anymore, and I get all excited. It's very rare that that happens, but every so often. What's up, Shake Break? All right, what are we building? What are we building? Chat, what are we building? Wide wide. I pop out a face ride. Roller coaster. I mean, obviously we have to build a roller coaster, right? Naturally. Mr. Bones Wild. Come on. You don't actually, you think you want that, but you don't actually want that. Simply watch Marcel Voss's YouTube videos to realize that actually Mr. Bones' Wild Ride is not, in fact, the scariest or the longest ride that you can make in this game. It is not, in fact, the slowest ride you can make in this game. So build the aquarium? I mean, if you want an aquarium tycoon game, you'd have to play Mega Aquarium, probably. Going to be a very small space to build a wooden roller coaster, but I'm going to make it work. See if I can actually do this. Hey! That'll work. Maybe. Maybe not. It's going to be very expensive. I don't think this is going to bankrupt my park. Probably won't, right? Sim Tower. I did play Sim Tower. I have almost no memory of it, but I know I played it. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, those screenshots are extraordinarily familiar, but like, I don't recall any of this, actually. So I know I played it. I don't have any, like, real thoughts on it. I've played a couple successors to Sim Tower, and they were all fine. But, like, I don't really have any actual thoughts on Sim Tower. Get the ghost rolling so I can see what is going on. Or were you like a, what's it called? Transport Tycoon person or something, Optimus? Like, what Chris Sawyer games do you like? You know, for a lot of people, like, you know, hail Doom as, like, most important games of all time material, when in reality, to me, it's like, I honestly think that this game might be more important. Man, that kind of loudly annoying. Can I could do that. This is going to be a very difficult ride to put an entrance into. Transport Tycoon and UFO. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with the UFO franchise of video games. It's not a bad start to a ride. Also, I've got a bunch of space over here. You know, now that I've just gone and removed that, I'm kind of tempted to just make this go over and down and around instead of trying to, like, turn it like this. Maybe put the photo station up here. XCOM was definitely the international release, yes. It wasn't just North America, it was all of the international releases. That's not going to hurt too bad, I don't think. I wish I actually enjoyed playing Transport Tycoon. Like, I respect the hell out of Transport Tycoon, but I also realize that I am an idiot, and trains are hard. So, because I'm an idiot and trains are hard, I'm not smart enough to play that game in an evenly remotely competent fashion. So I find TTD to be quite bleh, personally. TTD is Transport Tycoon. Can I actually get up here? I don't think so. It's not going to make it up that. It's 18 meters. Yeah, there's no way in hell. But yeah, Transport Tycoon is a absolute classic. Although these days it's more well known as Open Transport Tycoon, probably. Or Another one of those video games that's just an acronym for some reason, because nobody actually calls it Open Transport Tycoon. They call it Open TTD. Well, I've encountered a problem. Was it a Marcel Voss video? And I have no idea. I used to be an absolute expert in this game. I stopped giving a shit a long time ago. So I'm not the person to ask. Honestly. If you want to like find facts for stuff like that, you got to go watch Marcel or somebody who actually knows what they're doing. Reminds you of simpler, better times? What, times where you were joking about all the Dogecoin you were mining? You're not supposed to look up, though, because there's a movie called Don't Look Up. I think the whole point is that you're supposed to not look up. When crypto was just a meme. I hate to break it to you, but it still is just a meme. I can't tell if you're joking or not, Optimus. You're not? Wow. Congrats. Good on you. Not too much more to say aside from that. Lucky early adopter. I bought crypto in 2016. I just didn't buy much. I bought like $10 worth because I was broke. And then later realized at one point that, hey, shit, this stuff's worth a couple $1,000s. So then I got a couple $1,000s out of it, but which was nice. This is a very ugly roller coaster. And you didn't want to be associated with it? Yeah. Now it's just associated with mean people. But money brings out the worst in people, generally. Pain train to the bone zone. You're hitting with the hard hits right off the bat, aren't we? Anyway, also, speaking of subjects that tend to piss people off, in my experience, when people start talking about the money that they've invested in crypto and done well, all it does is it makes people angry. So let's, like, not. Good for you. But that's where I'm going to leave this conversation. I think it's partially a FOMO thing and also just kind of a borderline evangelical thing. Arguing about boring beer? Wait, we were arguing? I said evangelical, not Evangelion or Evangelion or however the hell people say it these days. Different things. You missed the conversation. You had to be here, Cyclone. You had to be here. A day late and $1 short. I don't know about this. Maybe more like 4 hours late to this particular discussion. You know, it's kind of funny. I always feel like I debate people when I go to play this game because they always just assume I'm going to do the thing that people who are bad at this game do, which is just kill a bunch of guests. Which I quite literally never do when I play this game. Sometimes, like, I'll make one coaster just to appease chat at the end, but, like, generally, I just try and make roller coasters that look cool to me. It's kind of like the same way I play Dwarf Fortress, where it's just like I try and make things look cool. Part of the reason, or one of the many reasons I stopped streaming this game so actively was I got so freaking tired of my entire community just, like, asking me questions about actual roller coasters, assuming that I was a theme park nerd. I am not. I don't care about real theme parks. I actually dislike a lot of theme parks. I think roller coasters are cool, but I, quite frankly, don't care in the slightest. Generally. Well, this is a problem. And it's very funny when you're like the guy or a person who streams this game a lot, and then the entire audience is just like perpetually mad and disappointed that you don't know what insert random roller coaster that you've never heard of here is, or what manufacturer made it for that matter. It's like, I don't fucking know. So, kind of got tired of like having to constantly explain to people that I don't actually care. I like this game because it's a fun self-made puzzle. Numb, mostly. Comfortably, even. What'd you miss? I'm building a roller coaster. Is what you missed. Guests are hungry. Well, that's a shame. I'm over here building a roller coaster. It's not my fault you're hungry. Here, have ice cream. Let's give you bagels. And let's give you, I don't know, a toilet. The guests have just been playing mini golf this whole time, going like, man, where's all the food? The fuck, this park sucks. I'm like, yeah, it does. Go home. That first drop is spooky? Why? Look, Ma, no hands. Doesn't look safe? You don't look safe. The game let me build it, so thus it's perfectly safe. They're not going super fast. I don't know the curve. You're starting to sound like a flat earther now with that kind of speak. It's like, curve? What curve? I've never even seen a curve. Okay, you. What's your excitement level? No test results yet. Well, Trying to remember what the actual control is to follow the car, because I'm pretty sure there is one. But... Ah, that's it. You're a subscriber to Thick Earth Theory. Was that? Like, you gotta give me like a 2-sentence pitch on what Thick Earth Theory is. I don't know. I think this roller coaster is fine. It's not super fast. I don't know. I just started playing RollerCoaster Tycoon. Dwarf Fortress was fine. No complaints. Why do you always ask so many detailed questions about how my day was? My body still always just wants to tell you horrible. Leave me alone. Stop asking me questions about how my day was. I don't have good days. This is called having depression. Have I been to Cedar Point? No. Please don't start this again. Remember how earlier I was like, I got really tired of people asking me about random theme parks I've never been to and don't care about? Well, example A. What's up, R48-bit? You didn't even know? I literally was talking about that not even 2 minutes ago. Where I was just like, you know, like one of the reasons I stopped playing this game was because I got so annoyed with people asking me about random theme parks I don't give a shit about and random roller coasters I don't give a shit about. Which is true. I don't care about theme parks at all. Probably wooden roller coasters are my favorites to build. Probably. You were with girlfriend? Well, then you're definitely a higher out of 10 than me. Ah! Everything just happened at once. True Freak, thank you very much for the 11th month. Welcome back, dude. The Prime. And Audio, thanks for the $3.50. Tree Fitty. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that's just funny. Like it's funny in kind of an ironic way. That's all. Funny in kind of a very ironic way. I'm going to give them a first aid station. It's going to be the loudest first aid station in history. And I'm not going to bother decorating anything just yet. Let's, It's the safest park in the country. See? That I told you that hill is totally fine. Generally, when I play non-building games, nobody watches my streams, so I don't know. I played Risk of Rain Returns like the other day. That's not a building game. But yeah, generally when I play games that aren't the types of games that I normally play, people just tune out and leave. So, you know. You want to play this right now? Use Open RollerCoaster Tycoon, because the original runs like shit on modern OSs. I mean, it works, but like, if you're gonna play this game, play Open RollerCoaster Tycoon. You never leave except to watch your child, and then you come back. Well, good to have you around. An ad just started, so I'm waiting for 2 minutes. But yeah, no, genuinely just very amused by the whole, like, what's the word? Me complaining about people asking me about theme parks I don't care about, and then someone asks me about a theme park. I think that's just very funny. It's like, well, the internet doesn't change. The internet doesn't change. No, I like RollerCoaster Tycoon because it's like your own, it's like a build your own puzzle game. You build a puzzle and then you try and perfect the puzzle that you've started constructing. And I think that that's a really fun way to play a video game. No, it's fine, dude. Totally fine. think you can also end up buying all this area. Isn't it all for sale? Yeah. I mean, that would be an absolute falsehood. Fake break. Like an absolute falsehood. Self-puzzle type games? It's literally just like city builders, town builders. Games like that. Got a minute left on ads. I guess Factorio is kind of a self-puzzle game. I mean, I guess. I would say that KSP is a puzzle game in a very different way that this is, but I'm sorry for your loss, Leo. I don't like Factorio. It's not a personal attack. You don't need new addiction. It's like, I'm already doing enough crack. I don't need to also throw heroin into the mix. You liked Factorio until Satisfactory came out. I'm kind of interested in the new Planetary Annihilation game that's like, yo, what if we made Planetary Annihilation, but also there's Factorio conveyor belts everywhere? Which seems like an interesting idea, but I probably won't actually like it. What do I want to build? What do I want to build? What's something like this? I haven't played this game in too long. I'm getting, like, I don't know where to put stuff problems right now. Just text something. 2 up. Let's get rid of you. Miss old RTSs. RTSs were always the current hyper pace. You just miss not knowing that other people are better at RTSs than you. That is my statement. RTSs were always like this. They were always for a very small portion of the world's games player base. And people stopped liking RTS games when they realized how bad they were at them. Not how bad the games were, how bad they were at playing them. Same goes for fighting games. People loved fighting games for a very long time. And then they realized that everybody in the world was better at them and at fighting games. And now nobody likes fighting games anymore. Also, if you miss old school RTSs, I recommend you look up the game. Hold on. Let me just find this. Dorf, real-time strategic conflict. I know it's not out yet, but look at this shit. I just want this soundtrack, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's literally called Dorf. So. Anyway, people are making RTSs. Also, in regards to not liking fast RTSs, just go play some fucking I don't know, some video game like Stronghold or something, which definitely just put out a new game. which is actually pretty good, unlike most Stronghold games, which are generally pretty trash. But the Stronghold Definitive Edition is very good. It's totally red alert. Okay. I mean, it's not like anybody else is making those, so what's wrong with that? And you love that? Okay. I don't think Red Alert is the only, like, franchise that's allowed to be a isometric RTS game. You think it's great? That's cool. So do I. Anyway, yeah, I want to play that. I have a feeling that game's going to sell a lot of copies because literally every single, like, content creator that I know is just, like, drooling for that game, so that game will do very well when it comes out eventually. This is the best part of the game. This is why I said I feel like I'm debating chat every time I play this, because people just assume that, oh, it's going to be just like explosions and like peeps dying everywhere. And then there's me just like very slowly drawing around the edge of a base of a roller coaster so it looks slightly nicer. It's like expectation versus reality. That's a very full line for that mini golf. I should build him a new mini golf over here. Then delete that one. You remember the rock placing streams? I mean, Dwarf Fortress there's lots of rocks. I don't place them specifically, but there is lots of rocks. It's nice to dive into. Yeah, I never, you know, I'll be honest with you. My only real, like, interest in Red Alert is the soundtrack. I really like Frank Klepacki's music. That's about it. I don't actually, I never really grew up with those games. I was an Age of Empires kid. I was a historical RTS kid. That seems too long. Right, you over here, you're $1. How much can I raise your price to? I can raise your price by 40 cents. Okay, how about you? You are 2. All right, well, you're already at maximum. Maximum value. Blind man builds a roller coaster. Sure. Play Red Alert for Tim Curry. I watched the YouTube videos of all of the cutscenes for Tim Curry. that's why I watch. That's why what I watch when I'm watching videos of that. Is just I'm escaping to the one place not yet corrupted by capitalism. Space. Back in the day, Tim Curry was the bad guy. Now he's the hero that we don't deserve. All right, well. Should probably also put a toilet on this side, because there's only a toilet on that side, and that's a long bridge to have to walk across to get to the toilet. This is a podcast with the greatest game ever in the background. I mean, it's a game of all time, that's for sure. I remember there's a video on YouTube which is Tim Curry trying to not die laughing while reading a script for 5 minutes, and it's just scenes from Red Alert of him like almost cracking up. Those are that's honestly my favorite part of like the Red Alert bits, is just where it's like, oh yeah, you can tell that he's like forcing back a belly laugh. He's just like trying so hard to not just burst out laughing while he's saying this nonsensical dialogue. I don't think it's got anything to do with like pixel art coming back. I think this game just looks good because this game's got a good look to it. Turns out like sprites and isometric graphics have a very distinctive style to them usually, which ages way better than like polygonal graphics. For the same reason, like John Carpenter's The Thing still looks fantastic, whereas that remake of The Thing that came out in 2012 already looks bad. How much do you charge for restrooms? Fuck. What kind of monster do you think I am? Jesus. No, you can. How much do I charge? You asked how much I charge, and I gave you a legitimate response. Monia, thank you very much for the 6th month. Welcome back. So I'm waiting on money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on making this wall go up. This game's wonderful. Charging for necessities is the pinnacle of capitalism. Yes, and I'm escaping to the one place not yet corrupted by capitalism. Theme park. Wait, that's not true. Very much have been corrupted by capitalism. In fact, theme parks might be the pinnacle of capitalism. Let's make you wooden. Nah, actually, I think it's jungle that I have to make you. You know, it looks all right. Log cabin? That'll do. Thank you, log cabin. A log cabin themed wooden roller coaster. Very original. I think that looks nice. Originally, it was made in assembly, yeah, but Open RollerCoaster Tycoon has moved it into C++. And we are playing Open RollerCoaster Tycoon, so this version is not running in assembly. But yeah, originally it was all just assembly, yes. But the open source fan rebuild doesn't do that. Because turns out, nobody knows how to program in assembly anymore. That's not totally true. Very few people know how to program in assembly now. And the result is it's a lot harder to add things to a game if it's all just assembly. So for initially it started off as a preservation thing where they were trying to just make sure that the game would never go away by transporting it to C++. And then eventually, well, people just started adding to it because it's an open source game. You think it takes long in RimWorld? You should try playing Songs of Six. Because that's a game where digging is slow. Makes RimWorld's digging seem fast. There we go, let's do that. And you can just be brown. Not a bad start to this fort. I mean, park. Cough. I don't know what you're talking about, devilish potato. Why are you screaming at me? Because the guy doing the library upkeep died? That's why you just need more people doing library upkeep. I actually really like the way tech works in that game. I think it's interesting. You don't often find games like that. But yeah, if you're losing the ability to make a toilet because somebody died, somebody dying isn't the problem. That is most definitely like some major management issues. But yeah, no, that game's tricky. People keep asking me to make tutorials, but honestly, like, I don't know that game well enough to do that. That game is all management. What can I cram into this tiny little section over here? Could just put a tiny little mini golf over here. Actually, I don't think I have space for that. Maze, maybe? I could jam a maze in there. Dwarf Fortress isn't a management game. The management is optional in Dwarf Fortress. It's like, yeah, you can manage your dwarves, but like, who cares? Songs of Six is a very different game than Dwarf Fortress. Like, it's a good game. I like it, but it's a very different game. So I wouldn't really put the two into the same kind of comparison sheet. Absolutely 0. And we'll probably stay 0. Fix the problem, and now you know that the flush system definitely works like a dream. Ah, water pressure is insane. Well, that's good. What are you trying to flush water to? That is a very high intensity rating, but I can charge $6 for it. All right. More little peoples are running in there. Good stuff. Need to give them an ATM at some point, probably. Could actually just put that all the way over there. Or like above the highway. Here, take that. All right. So all this stuff's getting done. Kind of want to just build a log flume over here. Log flume. Do we even have log flumes? Got the big ones. Splash boats or whatever they're called. And then the dinghy slides, which, I think they're just kind of dumb. How would I describe Songs of Six? A game I don't particularly feel like describing right now. How would I actually describe Songs of Six? A video game. That'll be great when you stop asking me about it. How do I actually want to describe Songs of Six? It's like a weird mashup of like Pharaoh, RimWorlds, poop sounds, and little bit of like Total War. I don't know. It's like a weird mashup of things. And also, instead of asking me how I would describe games, go play it. The demo is the full game. So if you want to try Songs of Six, go play it. Stop asking me. Because the demo is the full game. It's one of those games. It's just an older version of the early access. So if you are curious about Songs of Six, go play it. And then you won't get sarcastic responses from streamer. That's my take on Songs of Six. Let's go play it. All right, well, this is going to be a construction sec for a while. $10 miners? I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure you'd need well more than 10 miners. But yeah, I don't know. Your best way to get like a decent like impression of Songs of Six is just go watch some footage of it, or like I said, just play it, because the full game is literally the demo. So, or rather, the demo is the full game. So, let's go play the demo. Would be your best bet. Sigh, caveman. Some interesting blinking. Game, why are you doing this to me? Oh, I see what's going on here. Need a bunch of extra money. Turns out. That's going to be a fun little front door for this park. Or for this ride, rather. This can just be a construction site for a little bit. That'll be fine. I had a fort that was 90% legendary miners after everyone kept staying in the miners in Guild Hall and they got work done. Neat. Needed far more haulers than miners. Unfortunately, there's no haulers Guild Hall. If you need so many haulers, generally, like, the advice is actually just build more wheelbarrows, but... Turns out RollerCoaster getting pretty popular. Gonna need to give them TVs so they don't get bored in the lineup. Speaking of terribly explained mechanics in video games, it took me so long to realize that you could literally put TVs on the queue line so they had something to watch. They don't get bored, which is insane. Like, I played this game most of my childhood, never figured that out. Do you ever have a mechanic that you never learned about and when playing, and then like decades later you come back to a game, or a decade later you come back to a game and realize the mechanic and then retroactively feel like an idiot? Because that was me with that mechanic. Oh no, and the roller coaster broke down. Oh boy. Go to fixed it. Me just now with me explaining that. Really? Okay, well there you go. And a broken roller coaster. My duder over here is fixing the wooden roller coaster. That was you with racing games. You want to know another really insane mechanic that I didn't know for years? So you see how they just kind of like sometimes they'll just walk up the exits of rides because they just kind of absentmindedly path and then they get lost. If you take a sign like this and you place it on a path, okay, and then you click this button, it becomes a no entry sign and then they don't walk that way. You in racing games learning about brakes? Really? You're gonna need to stay like right here. You were very young? I mean, fair. That the hot date expansions for Sims 1 was to help keep friends for job promotions. One meal and you pretty much had a friendship. Man, I wish it was that easy in real life. Love how they're just sitting there taking photos of the ride that's half built. There's part of me that wants to build a like merry-go-round, but at the same time, I'm not entirely certain I want to listen to the merry-go-round music. Like, kind of serious statement right about now. Not entirely sure I want to listen to the merry-go-round music. I do like the music in this game, but the merry-go-round music is a lot after a bit. I know I can disable the music, but like, isn't that kind of defeating the whole point of building a merry-go-round? Keep dum-dums from going the way they should. Yeah, there you go. Make them go around and around and around. Yeah, putting a no leaving the park sign in front of the front door was always like a play to keep more of them around. Also, first aid spots stop them from vomiting. Same with benches. So I can just be like, first aid station right there. Maybe they'll puke less. But giving them the opportunity to sit down is actually the best way to stop uncontrollable vomit piles. Oh, it's raining. Look at that. Thunderstorm. Weird place for a thunderstorm. We're in the middle of a desert. A wild pile of vomit. Yeah, no. I mean, everybody fears the wild vomit pile. I think, yeah, naturally we have to sell red shirts. Because this is actually just an episode of Star Trek and all these people are red shirts. One thing I do really like about Parkitect is that you also have to do all of the... Oh, wow, I can't actually build a merry-go-round. There is no merry-go-round available just yet. One of the things I do actually really like about Parkitect that I think is way better than this game is the fact that you actually have to manage the availability of, like, the resources that need to be shipped to the different stalls, which is kind of cool. That's a mechanic I really like about Parkitect. You also just went the route of having one handyman for every 3 blue path sections. That's a lot of handymen. You need a lot of income to do that. Do I have a loan? Oh. Well, that makes sense. I should pay that off. That's part of the problem here, I think. Those cost money to get rid of, but what I should actually be getting rid of is the stuff that gives me money. These don't cost anything to get rid of, so they're fine. Those give me money. Guess I could just sell this whole ride, actually. Actually, the thing that I should probably do is this. Just close this. Force everybody out of it. And then once they're all out, delete the pathway. Popular mini golf. Now it's not. I need them to like go line up for rides that actually pay me money.
Happy 10 years, Crypt Beer.
Thanks for the 3rd month. Welcome back. Seriously. Cheers. Well, I mean, obviously I don't want them going on the goddamn mini golf. I want them going on a ride that actually pays decent money. Turns out, mini golf doesn't. Also, the line for the mini golf is really long, so it's clogging up all the prisoners. I mean, visitors. That was a genuine, like, slip up. And there we go. In front of every roller coaster exit to prevent the deadly outcomes that of the ride brakes failing, and you didn't have to have it repaired to have the entire ride. I mean, yeah, these are all strats, yes. Not the strats I personally would use, but yes, those are all in fact strats. Kind of partially waiting for money, but also partially not. We're up to October year 1. Kind of what I want to actually do is just go up to about here, and then just drop. Seems fine. No casualties yet, which means we're doing better than Disneyland. Because we all know that Disneyland has a body count. Quite happy with how this like little roller coaster turned out, considering it's like the first roller coaster I've built in probably about a year, actually. I mean, like, I'm not even joking. You should look up the body count at Disneyland. People have died in some pretty horrific ways in Disneyland. Pronounced dead off-site. Uh-huh. That's what they say. It's also, it's pronounced lies. Almost don't even need to put a line on this. Then at Disneyland, you know what? That might even happen. Whenever the roller coaster shuts down, it's like, where'd my money go? Like, I need that. I need that running now. I need you to make me money, game. I mean, roller coaster. You expected way more suicides on this? Oh, you're looking at the list of all the people that have died at Disneyland, hey? Does Disneyland have Action Park? Trust me, way more people have died in Disneyland than Action Park. Action Park is mostly just a meme. Do not look up the people that got killed in the was it the revolving museum? I need to look it up actually. It's no longer open and doesn't exist anymore, so I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a room that would move. Anyway, there was two people that got stuck in between the two rooms and they got squished. As of August 2023, 27 people have reportedly died at Disneyland resorts. Wow. Just like, as of August. As of August. Damn. Action Park, yeah. Action Park had enough injuries in a short period of time to be a major, health hazard and concern, but not actually many deaths. In fact, did anybody die at Action Park? I'm sure somebody probably did. Probably being very insensitive. It's probably like a whole family died or something, but... Four people have died at Disney World from 61 reported incidents. Only 4? Really? What? I feel like that should be higher. Well, for whatever it's worth, when it does come to actual theme parks and roller coasters, I have been on the roller coaster that's in Final Destination because it was in Vancouver until they sold it. Not too long ago. But they did sell it, and it's no longer in Vancouver. But I've been on that roller coaster. No, 64 people? From 61 reported incidents? Or... Did I die on that roller coaster? Duh. Didn't you? Guests are complaining about the amount of litter in the park. Well, I mean, it's not my fault that I only put garbage cans at one end of the park, okay? That's not my fault. Okay, that's simply employee incompetence. I will make sure that somebody gets fired. I mean, laid off. I mean, we no longer need their services. I always love that. It's like, guests are complaining about the amount of litter. It's like, then there's just like one spot in the park that's just like full of trash and the rest of the park is like completely clean. Like, well, it's not, why is it my fault that that one spot is super dirty? The ka-ching sound is best in this game. It really is, Camel. I completely agree. Emanate. Honestly, one of the greatest changes in OpenRCT from the original is when you grab a shop, it automatically angles to the pathway. It didn't do that in the original. So you had to like manually rotate it. It's like money, money, money must be funny in a rich man's world. Like that kind of thing. All right, we got some money, speaking of money. So it must be funny. In a rich man's world. Did some math, and depending on the lottery, you have 10 times more chance of dying in Disneyland than winning the jackpot. This is the math that needs to be done. Thank you, Ohoop, for putting together some very important math. I completely, I very much respect this much needed math. Caveman Doc, thank you very much for gifting a sub to Gamble Camel. Must be chilly in Texas, cutest.
Woo!
Woohoo! So I have to get back to there. Why'd you have to delete the thing I built, game? Six Flags hasn't been operating as long as Disney, but they have more. Well, that's good. That just means the rides are more fun. I'm like way more annoyed at this than I should be. It's like, I don't think I can actually buy this property, can I? Yeah. What if I, hold on, let me just try. Will you let me do that? Nope. Well, I've fixed that. Where is this in relation to that? So we're landing about right there. Well, running out of money, so I'm going to have to... Building underground is still, like, disorienting as hell in this game, though. I will say that. Means a lot, Pax Mac. Thanks, dude. I like that Fungineer is one of the things in the title of that clip. And I'm gonna slowly go up. What? Oh, I see the problem. I ran out of money. I wonder if... Nope. Nope, this ain't gonna work. Meaning I have to flatten you out here. Now I remember why I didn't want to make one of these. No, maybe for about 35 minutes. Paxmac? I mean, if you look at the Discord, it'll tell you what I've been playing. An hour and 10 minutes is when I swapped over to this game. But no, I have not been rollering and coastering most of the day. We started the game with dwarfs. And then moved to this. No, this is the first park I've done. Start from the end, maybe it's easier. I mean, it's less of a maybe it's easier situation and more just a I'm just remembering why I don't like building these. It's more just that. Like, I don't actually like this type of water ride much because I find them to be a pain in the ass because of their limitations. They're a very limited thing, which makes them quite a pain to build. Let's see, will you line up? See what I mean? Like this is kind of what I'm trying to say here. It's like if it just had like a smaller corner then. Except one of these games is good and the other one is satisfactory. You're not, so you're not defending it? I never said you have to. I throw shade for absolutely no reason. It's almost like part of my brand at this point. Also, please don't ruin good video games by comparing them to factory building games. Life is worse when everything is work. Really? I guess I'm that close to the surface. There we go, finally. Got her sorted. Oh, I haven't connected an exit yet.
Woo!
You know, I don't actually need to put an exit onto this. I could just put a single tile of pathway and they'd just fall out. And it would be totally fine. So, just thought I'd mention. Like, I don't actually need to do this, but I'm gonna do this. What are we GGing? Oh, the fact that I finally finished it? There we go. Got that ride done finally. Pay off some more of my loan. I didn't even look at what the goal for this map is. What is the goal? Monthly income from ride tickets of 5,000 buccarinos. What are we at right now? Getting there. We're at 3,000. This'll help. Probably quite considerably. I do need to know the value of it, though, so I can increase the price of it, but... I'm pretty sure, yeah, like scrolling up in chat, I'm pretty sure, Defiler, that's a myth. I'm pretty sure that's not true. But, I don't know. If I'm wrong, yell at me. Also, another thing about this game is scenery does actually make rides' excitement level go up, meaning you can charge more for them. So rides with a lot of scenery can be charged more for than rides without a lot of scenery. For some reason, a lot of people who I've run into who played this game back in the day, but not recently, all assumed that the scenery did nothing. So, just thought I'd say that, you know, scenery does do stuff in this game. Game's about to yell at me for not having an entrance, and now we do. I'm solved. Do you have an excitement rating yet? Nope. This is a very long ride. And there they go. Whee! Can I? No, I can't speed up the speed that they go up. I also think that this needs less boats. It was a relatively cheap way to make rides more exciting and make the theme park more valuable in this space that was otherwise taken up by the roller coaster. Yep. Yep. Also, for those of you who are newish to this channel, if you've ever wondered why the channel currency for the bot is called tickets, anyway, that's some deep stream lore for you guys. And then it's just all uphill all the way back. But I can now charge $5 for this. $5.50 probably. $5.40. $5.50. We'll charge $5.50 for it. How are we doing on income per month? Off of ride tickets. Well, I need that number to go up quite considerably. That's not the ride I wanted to click on. That's the one I wanted to click on. Wow, I can cram that in there. Kind of want to do that, but that's just going to destroy my scenery. $1970s park prices? You know, don't worry about the fact that the employees in this theme park only get paid like $50 a month. I think we're just cutting costs elsewhere, really. Because I'm pretty sure... Where's the actual, like, payment on the different... Yeah, they get $50 per month. Yeah, $50 per month for the handyman. Security get 80, or security gets 60, mechanics get 80, and the entertainers get $55 per month. Do they get free popcorn? No. And some of y'all ask me if I charge for the bathrooms. I mean, geez. That is a short queue for not a very good ride. But, hey, at least it's a short queue. As long as the queue for this thing. Queue time 2 minutes? Well, that's pretty good. It's too intense. Aside from that, they like it. Well, that's good. How are we doing on ride tickets? 3,400 in ride tickets. Okay, well, let's... Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. There we go. That looks a lot better. See, like if you were actually going to be a horrible person and charge for the bathrooms, the actual Galaxy Brain play isn't to charge for the bathroom entrance. It's to charge for the bathroom exit. Using the bathroom is free. It's leaving that you have to pay for. Or just charge for toilet paper and go full chaotic evil. That is a old quote. Very old quote. Just really reuse the toilet paper. Oh no, I don't like Budgie's solution. And you know, honestly, that would probably make more people just pay for the toilet paper. I think that you're actually just leaning into my business model. I find it quite disturbing that these don't actually have brakes. Great. Also, now I'm stuck in ads, so I will pause the game. Ugh. Charge for the ability to pay for things. Yeah, it's literally just a credit card. Like, have you ever heard of credit card fees? Actually, we're either talking about credit card or just like a crappy motel that charges extra for every single add-on. Like, bring your own toilet paper, or you can use this toilet paper. Me just skimming my email, waiting for the ads to end. It's Tuesday, so like 15 Patreons that I support all updated. Bring your own, except we'll charge you for that. Yeah, we'll charge you a convenience fee for bringing your own, naturally. It's the only logical way to do it, frankly. Oh, wow, that's nuts. The YouTube stream today did not, in fact, get demonetized. That's insanity. I'm shocked. The last one did. I think Tarn's cursing kind of killed it. which is funny. Because he always asks if he can swear, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Do you remember restaurants with a plate charge? I don't believe I've ever heard of a plate charge before. What the hell's a plate charge? I mean, I'm assuming it's just where they charge you for the plate, but do you get to keep the plate then? Go to a park club where they pay monthly. Only money in your club account can be used in the park. Monthly fee is a convenience fee. I went to a festival once where in order to pay for things in the festival, it was a beer festival, you had to load a wristband with a credit card and then tap the wristband with RFID to pay for things. But each time you tapped it, it would give you a 25% charge fee, and they didn't tell anybody about that. And then we all got refunds afterwards because people threatened a class action lawsuit. And now they allow you to use cash again, which is amusing. Although I've never been back, even though they've done it since. Because, like, to hell with festivals and, like, stuff that have payment systems like that. Stuff's awful. You gotta pay. So what happens if you don't pay the plate fee? Do they refuse service, or do they give you unwashed plates? Sorry if this is an obvious question, because I've genuinely never heard of this. I think I actually need to unfuck this now. Bizarre. Not sure why that wasn't working, but, well, got it sorted. Let's see if this works. Or is it gonna just horribly kill people? Okay, so at a banquet, that would make sense. Wedding, that would make sense. Like, if you're paying for the plate that you can then load up with food at a buffet, that makes sense. But, like, at a restaurant, that's absurd. Absolutely absurd. Or, like, a catering place or something. All right. How are we doing on money? Made $4,000 in ticket sales last month. Got the rest of the year to finish this. I don't think I built one of these yet. Built the flippity over one, but not this one. Can throw some more of these in. Some more benches. $1.70. This thing seems to be doing pretty well. How about quirk fee? I thought the actual reason for quirk fees, because I've never had to pay a quirk fee, but I thought that the actual reason for quirk fees was literally just a, that's like if you bring your own bottle, but quirking fees for you not bringing your own bottle always seemed very strange to me. But yeah, I've heard of quirk fees. I've never, like I said, I've never had to pay for one though. I don't know, do I want to just do this? I could just do that. Yeah, see, that makes sense. Like, if we're talking like, you're bringing your own bottle, and especially if it's a restaurant or a bar where they make a large portion of their income from alcohol sales, that makes sense, right? Because, like, if you're going to go to a restaurant and buy a bottle of alcohol anyway, they're going to overcharge you for it to begin with. Like, that's just kind of a given. So to me, a corking fee kind of makes sense. Like, I actually don't see the issue with that so much. Paying for clean plates, that's fucked up. Just, like, on principle. Like, genuinely, that's just kind of fucked up. Why not? It's slightly more interesting than just the very basic one. Powered launch mode. Let's test this out. Could also make this one longer. Kind of figured it would do that. Because I did click the wrong button. Should be powered launch without passing station. Not with passing station. It's okay, nobody died. It's fine. They definitely just had like a roller coaster crash into them. But nobody died.
Bring out your dead.
There's no dead to bring out. What are you on about? Stop accusing me of crimes that I didn't actually commit, okay? Everything is fine. Okay, we can go one or two faster maybe? Isn't that literally just what restaurant service is? Is you show up, you're there to pay for food, but you're also paying for the service, the servers, the cost of running the restaurant, the food, literally the everything. Like you're not just paying for the food. You're paying for a lot more than just the food. So, like, not to be super reductive, but, like, isn't that just kind of the whole point of the exercise of going to a restaurant? Is like, yeah, you're there for the food, but what you're actually paying for isn't just the food. If you were just paying for the food, it would be a lot cheaper. Greed isn't logical, corporate or otherwise. Okay, how are we doing? This will probably kick me over the edge so I can win this scenario. Yeah, true. I mean, well, actually, no, you're still possibly paying for labor because, like, I'm growing a bunch of greens in my apartment, right? I am still paying for that labor because I didn't get the seeds myself. Right? So I am still paying for something. Even though I'm literally growing it all myself because I didn't get the seeds. Are we really in late stage capitalism? I mean, we're getting there, if we're not there yet. I've definitely read some things about what's considered late stage capitalism that's like, all right, we're not quite there. In some aspects of society, sure, but not in everything. Yeah, true. This is also true. I also am still paying for the electricity. But the benefit of me growing my own greens in my apartment is I can make jokes about the fact that the dirt in my closet is moist, which is true. It is. I've managed to keep it moist all day, which means day one of growing my own veggies in my apartment and not in an actual garden has been a success. Generally because there's an opportunity cost in doing everything yourself. Yeah, no, you're going to end up spending more if you do everything yourself generally too. Because doing stuff in bulk is always going to be more doable than the alternative. Let's see how I'm doing on this month. For July. You know what's funny is like last night when I was, or not last night, the night before last night when I was going to the concert, I literally ran into my next door neighbor, like the guy who lives right there. And because he was going to a pub to go watch a football game, I think. Anyway, he was going to a pub to go watch something, some sort of sport. And he asked me what I've been up to, and I literally showed him pictures like, so I've been, well, I'm officially like growing stuff in my, I'm growing spinach in my closet. And he's like, what? Someone was arguing with giant tech companies about their techno-feudalism. I want to say the techno-feudalism thing is like specifically Amazon, isn't it? It's basically where you own the land, you own the storefront, you own the customers, and you own the means of distribution. Is creating a techno-feudalism society? I'd need to look back into that again, but I think I know what you're talking about. Dang it, I was under by like $90. So if this lineup could get fuller, then we'll be good. I mean, that wouldn't be techno-feudalism, but it's certainly some form of feudalism. Techno specifically requires it to be like the tech industry, though, unless I'm crazy. Or like online, I guess. But a good example of that kind of thing also would be something like Costco. Because they own the customers and they own the means of distribution. Link into it in general. Yep, that wasn't the article I was reading. I was reading a different article, but probably quoting that one. Because the name sounds familiar. Never gets old. This might be some of the most iconic screams in video games. That's not in a video game, man. I'm actually really happy this game doesn't have a Wilhelm screen. I think it would actually like cheapen this game quite a lot if it did. Anyway, I've paid off the whole loan now. The sound design of this game is fantastic. One of my favorite quotes in video game history is from the creator of this game, Chris Sawyer, who said the reason he decided to make RollerCoaster Tycoon after making Transport Tycoon was, one, it was a logical thing that fit in his engine, and two, he was bored as hell of making video games and really wanted to just go ride a bunch of roller coasters for a year and expense it. Which, I respect it. Like... It's like it was a nice natural progression for his game engine, and also he wanted to go ride roller coasters. And I think like the only like recorded footage of him on YouTube is literally him at a theme park talking about its inspiration for like this game. He's like a weirdly private dude these days. Like he's basically just retired. Like he sells the rights to his games every like 5 years or so that Atari holds it, and it's very sad, and that's about it. Although, at the very least, the people working at Atari now seem like they're slightly more sane than the last few rounds of leadership we've had at Atari, but I don't know. Guilty until proven innocent. I love how this half of the park is just a once golf course that's now been deleted, and then this half is just like all this crazy shit. I wouldn't say that Chuck E. Cheese is good, but you're entitled to your wrong opinions. Was it on my Discord that article got posted where it's just like Chuck E. Cheese removes all of the animatronics or something? Also, was that Atari, or was that just the guy who founded Atari? Because I thought that Chuck E. Cheese wasn't specifically Atari. I was always on... Oh, this is important. Sorry. Excellent. That'll do. I think Showbiz was Atari, and then they got bought out by Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, well. You learn something sometimes, and sometimes you don't learn anything. You woke up in time to see some RollerCoaster Tycoon 2? Yep, I won't be streaming this too long. Probably just the one scenario, but I will build up this side too. Although we are getting pretty close to the end of this one. Oh, hey, we're making enough money now. That's good. What was the value of it? Well, that's the excitement. 7? Can't increase that. What's up, Techno Fuzzy? What are we wowing about? I don't know if it's the Mr. Bones Wild Ride. Also, I mean, I've talked about this many times, but you know how, like, I have a bunch of emotes that are skeletons? Well... No, I don't need to know a secret. It's fine. They all clap, and then they let go of all the balloons. That's RollerCoaster Tycoon 3's icon, which is still the worst RollerCoaster Tycoon game. Well, let's pretty up this side a bit. RollerCoaster Tycoon 3 was pretty bad. The only people who really like RollerCoaster Tycoon 3 are the people who are actually like roller coaster like fetishists. And that was just because like it does actually let you build very realistic roller coasters if you are a crazy person. But as a game, it's the worst of the franchise. That's not true. It's the worst of the original run of the franchise. The worst of the franchise is probably RollerCoaster Tycoon World. Actually, no, the worst of the franchise is that mobile gacha one, which is like 98% waiting, because it's not even a video game. It's just, okay, look, wait. Now you can place a roller coaster. You place one piece of a roller coaster. All right, now wait 10 days, or give us $25. That was probably the worst of the franchise, if you even consider that as part of the franchise. Then the one they put out on Switch was also pretty freaking bad. The DS port of 3 was also pretty terrible. RollerCoaster Tycoon World is in fact terrible, but it's not the worst game in the franchise. Because at least it's trying to be a game. There's 2 mobile ones, yeah. And then there's also the one that's on Switch. Yeah, there's 2 mobile ones, and one of them is, well, it's not really a gacha. It's more of like the Clash of Clans style pay to not wait mobile game. Gacha's kind of the wrong term to use. That's my bad. I just associate gacha with things that are awful that I hate, so. God, somebody upstairs flushed the toilet and it just startled the crap out of me. So the pipes for like all the toilets in this half of the building go through this wall right next to me. So somebody just above me just flushed the toilet, and I just heard whoosh. I was like, whoa, sudden sounds. Pretty much, yeah, actually, not that far off. Sudden, loud whooshing noises. You tried to forget about those? Congratulations, I just ruined your day by reminding you. Basically, you know what EA Games did to Dungeon Keeper? They tried to do this. They tried to do that to RollerCoaster Tycoon, but like 10 years after that was the cool thing to do. Maybe not 10. Like 5 years after that was the cool thing to do. After everybody learned already that it failed. And then if you really want to lose your soul and hate yourself, you go look at people talking about how much they love the mobile RollerCoaster Tycoon games. Because believe it or not, there are people who like those games. Splash Boats is broken down. Well, that's like one of the worst rides to break down. Parkitect is decent? Sure. I mean, but we're not talking about Parkitect, right? It's like Parkitect is a wonderful little indie video game, but it's completely unrelated to RollerCoaster Tycoon. So thus, the success of Parkitect is completely unrelated to the failures of RollerCoaster Tycoon. Now, currently, I'm talking about the failures of RollerCoaster Tycoon, not the successes of Parkitect. Parkitect is totally fine. It's an excellent little video game, but that's not what I'm talking about currently. It's a black hole. Tony Hawk was all right. No, that's not them. So to say, Tony Hawk was all right. The SSX games were all right. There we go. World was the beginning of the big downfall? Mate, the mobile one came out before World. They played the SSX Tricky theme song in Las Vegas, and it blew my mind. All right, so the beginning of the downfall. Okay, so let's see. There was that. Okay, let's scroll all the way back to the beginning of the franchise. There was RollerCoaster Tycoon, 1999. RollerCoaster Tycoon 2, 2002. RollerCoaster Tycoon 3. Okay, and then this is considered mainline, right? Not a spinoff. Fucking this shit's a spinoff. Okay, the only mainline games are 1, 2, and 3. The spinoffs are 3D, which was in 2012. RollerCoaster Tycoon World was what? 2016. Okay, so 2012, RollerCoaster Tycoon 3D was it's on the Nintendo 3DS. This thing was absolutely garbage, right? For mobile, the official 4th RollerCoaster Tycoon game, not a spinoff, is the awful iOS one. It has a freemium model, which basically means it's trash. So that was awful. Then they made a mobile edition of 3, which was playable, if I recall correct. Classic is great, which they released as a make good from World the same year in 2016. Classic is just 1 and 2 with a new UI. Feels Inviso Man is the emote you're looking for. And then Touch was the one that they tried to crowdfund during the development of World, and it horribly failed. Joyride is like an on-rails game that was awful. Adventures was awful. Which was the one that ended up coming out on Switch, if I'm not mistaken, which was funded through Start Engine. And then I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what that one is, so. Hi.
Hell, damn it.
I'm Todd. I'm from Atari. You may have heard of us. Unfortunately, all too well, Todd. All too well. Never heard of them? Did anybody here actually watch that Start Engine video, or am I just like the only person who remembers it and I'm just referencing things that nobody else remembers?
It hasn't been that long since the last time OpenRCT2 was on here, and it's already nostalgic lol.
It's been...
10th blind.
Holy... Okay, number 1. Holy shit, you're still subbed. What the fuck, man? Number 2. Good to see you. And yeah, it's been a year. The last time I played this was the last time I did a Streamiversary, which was last year. But also, holy shit, you're still subbed. What the fuck? Thank you very much for, like, the 73 months. Christ, dude. That's weird. Why do you let me do this, game? Did I play it on my B-Day? Did I? I can't remember. Maybe I did. I don't remember doing that on my birthday, but I don't know. I don't remember a lot of things. Yeah, no, that's you know that I've been streaming too long when people start referring to my streams as nostalgic, which is I think what LGN's doing. But us OGs watch the Start Engine stuff? You probably just all you old fogies. I played RCT on my birthday stream. Well, there you go. I guess that must have been when I played the castle map, whatever it's called. Crazy Castle? Crazy Castle. I think that's the name of it. That sounds right. Stream number 666. Yeah, we streamed Doom. And that was also still one of the greatest rage quits. Is that the term? Like dramatic exit from the streams if somebody's ever had. Cyclone, do you remember do you know what I'm referring to? Some of you might. Was right, like it was stream 665 was the most dramatic exit we ever had. Ever. Long time since you've kind of been on Twitch in general. It's been life's been different and much busier, but I figured you'd be here on my 10 years. Well, cheers, dude. Tell us more. The dramatic exit. So I announced, I think it was on stream number 665. This was like back in 2016, I think. I announced that I was going to be streaming Doom 2016 because it had released like a couple months earlier. I was going to stream all of Doom, and I was going to start it on my 666th stream because that just made sense, right? And at the time I was streaming Planet Coaster, and person who'd been a regular for months at this point and was also subbed to the stream, I can't remember if it was gifted or not, probably gifted, pipes up and says, well, then I have to unsub and stop watching you. To which I was like, Nani? What? Like, I beg your pardon? And then they said, God, I can't even remember the exact wording they used. It was something along the lines of people who play first-person shooters are generally violent and uneducated. And I thought that you were better than that, or something along those lines. That person. I'm trying to remember the exact wording because it's been a long time. Like, this memory just came flooding back. What's up, Keelys? Yeah, jeez. Anyway, then, like, after we all finished making fun of the guy, I want to say I banned him. But anyway, yeah, that was an afternoon. Jeez. Honestly, I personally feel that first-person shooters don't make people violent. Assholes on the internet make people violent. Also, my internet provider turning off my internet midstream makes me violent. ICBC long wait lines make you violent? Yeah, this is fair. I feel like I should put something in this corner over here. There's space I could cram shumshing. Kind of don't have enough rides. I've kind of run out of rides. I guess I could put a little food court down here. Maybe that's the way to do it. Let's put a little food court down here. Calling people to see if they got your email. I mean, yeah, I feel that. That's the sort of thing my mom does. Although she doesn't generally call me. She usually texts me to ask if I got the email. My response is usually just, yes, Mom, I'm still streaming. I will get back to you in 90 minutes. But that doesn't make me violent. That's just more eye roll. God damn it, Mom. Isn't that just literally every single meeting? You know, I feel very fortunate. I've had a lot of really awful, dumb shit happen to me in my life. But one thing I've never had is a job where a meeting lasts longer than about 90 seconds. I'm pretty sure I've literally never had a job where I've been in meetings longer than that, with the exception of, like, performance review stuff. But that kind of makes sense that would be longer than that, because, like, it's not just a meeting. It's like, that's something you actually have to do, like, in person, right? But yeah, I've never had a job like that. Your meetings sometimes last for 8 hours. That's not a meeting. That's a work day. Like, that's a shift. How is there that much to talk about? Like, what the fuck? Like, there's a point where... Chat, how long does a meeting need to be for it to stop being considered a meeting? And it's just, like, a day at work. Because for me, if a meeting is longer than 90 minutes, it's no longer a meeting. 2 weeks? What? 2 weeks? You've had a 2-week-long meeting? I feel like I need an explanation, but at the same time, I kind of don't. There we go. All covered food court. Not bad. All down there shoving their faces. This area over here is a bit of a disappointment. This side is like, you know, well, the fun's at. You have 2 meetings a year that are all-day meetings? Really? Sometimes you watch a stream for 8 hours. That's a meeting? That's you do meet a lot of people. You lose concentration after 45 minutes? Yeah, I tend to agree. The fun side and the depression side, it's like, this is your brain. This is your brain off your meds. Come to our team building meetings, you totally won't nod off in your chair. You know, my last real job, which was a fast food place, the team building activities they did was, all right, everybody, the whole crew is going bowling. Sign up here to go, and I literally never signed up. And then there was one time where one of my coworkers asked why I don't ever go to them, and I was like, because then I'd have to hang out with you guys longer. Yeah, I never had a lot of friends at that job. Meetings over 2 hours would be an absolute nightmare. Being way too energetic forces you to sit down the whole time. Oh, gosh. Who says you need to sit down? I don't think you need to sit down. Anything. The video from when I quit that job? Did I upload like a wait, hold on. I have genuine question. Did I upload a video when I quit that job? Also, more importantly, why did I build toilets and then never open them? I think that might be worse than actually like charging for the toilets. Oh, that, yes, okay. I do know what you're talking about. Yes. Now, that was, I'm not gonna lie. Quitting that job, absolutely awesome. One of the best things I ever did. Probably should have done that earlier. One of the best decisions I ever made in my life. Paying rent the next 6 months was stressful as fuck. Because I went from having, like, you know, not great money, but, like, above minimum wage paychecks to just suddenly, like, Twitch money, which at the time I was an affiliate with what, like $40 concurrent on a bad day. Twist 1 is broken down. Well, shit. Twist and shove. Let's build this archaic, ancient history roller coaster that barely exists in real life anymore. You once had a park that had some pretty profitable toilets. I don't think I've ever actually charged for toilets in this game. I realize that that's like a shock to some people, but I'm pretty sure I've never actually charged for toilets in this game. Let's get that those ghosts going. The bathrooms were closed. Naturally, yes. It makes sense now why they were complaining about the lack of bathrooms. I was wondering about that. What, the weird, like, Simglish language that they speak in this? Wondering if this ride's actually gonna make it, because I'm pretty sure this is one of the rides that's heavily affected by the guest's weight. But we'll see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make this safer. So this will be the exit, and then this will be the entrance. Problem is, it can only have one car because... Whatever. We'll get rid of this. Yeah, the voices in this game are pretty great. Just the general ambience of this game is kind of awesome. So you know how I bought this game originally? Way back when? From Scholastic Magazine. It's maybe one of the most dated things about this game. But I originally acquired it from Scholastic Magazine. You got DroidWorks from that? I don't know what that is. So, what's DroidWorks? I also got a bunch of Animorphs books from that. You found yours in a Walmart bin? That's pretty good. I don't think I went into a Walmart until I was, like, in my late teens, actually. Because we just didn't have them here. Like, I don't think I went to a Walmart until after Target left Canada. Where you build custom droids and control them for missions? What? Never heard of this. I've probably seen this. Hold on, let me look this up. Wow. Oh, shit. No, I have seen this before. I think I saw my cousin playing this once. Yeah, no, I vaguely recognize this. The UI is familiar. Huh. It's an edutainment game? They need to make more of those. I mean, this is technically an edutainment game. Like, there are roller coasters in this series of games that only exist in RollerCoaster Tycoon now. Which is kind of nuts, actually. You lost all your tickets somewhere? Gone on too many roller coasters, man. Also, the original game couldn't zoom in this much. Lost the first CD and you got another one? I played it at my friend Donald's house and thought it was super, super cool. The original one, the first one. And then I asked for it for Christmas, and instead of getting RollerCoaster Tycoon, I got RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 and a bunch of the expansion packs. And then later also got RollerCoaster Tycoon 1. But we got it from Scholastic Magazine. So, that's the lore of how I acquired RollerCoaster Tycoon. Shout outs to my friend Donald. That's a big investment. Good luck, Bastet. Such Z fighting. There we go. Stuff to look at. Yeah, they made the zoom feature, the zoom in closer. My favorite recent development with OpenRCT isn't actually anything to do with gameplay. It's literally that they've gotten the original composer back to write new music for the game. So there's new main menu music for the game now, which is kind of awesome if you think about it. Chad, the first person to come up with a name for this ride that makes me chuckle gets it. It's on the, if you go to the OpenRCT YouTube channel, it's there. You can go listen to it there instead of having to open the game up. Gotta run, y'all. Cheers, dude. We'll see you tomorrow. Normal stream, normal time, normal channel. Vomit, blender, circle derp. I mean, that's better than Vomit Blender. So I'm renaming it. Circle Derp. That was also something I didn't know until I was a grown-up playing this, is that if you put a sign in front of a ride, it automatically renames it to the closest ride. Bathtub stream? I'm gonna have to demod you at some point to time you out so I can remod you afterwards. You know what's crazy, chat room? Like, absolutely insane. I've been streaming for almost 10 hours. In just a few minutes here, I will have been streaming for 10 hours. A dog bone warhammer? Not going to be very effective, that. I also just, hold on. Need to close the tab, there we go. Put some flowers in the space between the paths. I was staring at that and trying to figure out what to put there, but yeah, flowers would work. Do hedges and flowers. I was kind of planning on playing some Risk of Rain today, but I think I'm just going to build up this two half of the park and then call it, because otherwise this is going to end up being a very long stream. And frankly, I do actually have to stream tomorrow, so... Well, we can play some Risk of Rain tomorrow, right? I think part of that is
the best game ever made, and anyone who says otherwise is wrong.
Hero Quest is a really weird way of spelling Tetris. Or pronouncing Tetris. Chat, do you ever just want to, like, feel entirely inadequate in your ability to play a video game? Because I got something to show you. I got something to show you. I have to mute the video, though, because if I don't mute the video, I will probably get a content takedown request. Yeah, so this makes me feel completely inadequate at this video game. Also, if you're not immediately recognizing what this is an intro cinematic for Grand Theft Auto remade in RollerCoaster Tycoon. How'd you know it's going to be Royer? I wonder if Royer's still subbed to the channel. Royer still pops in every now and again and says hi. Anyway. The person who made this is an absolute god. Outside of the explosion, the explosion VFX is literally just like video editing. That's not even in the game. Like all of this is modded. Like I don't think there's an original asset in this video. Like all of this is custom assets. That's not the same game. I mean, you make a point. But anyway, here's the video. Just go watch that dude's videos. They're great. He uploads like once a year, maybe. Honestly, the way Royer plays this game, it's less of like it's not that it's not the same game anymore. He uses the engine of RollerCoaster Tycoon to produce cinematics at a point. Like, it's not even the same game. It's like saying that, I don't know, Source Filmmaker and, like, Counter-Strike are the same thing, which they're not. One is great for making porn, and then the other one is Source Filmmaker. Wait, what?
Is that interesting?
I'm just over here making bad jokes, don't mind me. What? Why you gotta scream at me that way? Spinning tunnels, spooky. Yes, it's almost turkey season for you in America. Any questions? Speaking of Turkey Day, to the Americans in chat, you guys excited for Turkey Day? Because there's something much more important than Turkey Day that happens that same weekend. The Hot Potato Charity Marathon is returning, which is a a series of charity streams done in the video game RimWorld that my stream team helps organize. It's a big charity event. We raise money for Doctors Without Borders. I will be rating people taking part of it over the span of the 5 days. It's gonna be fun. It's Stuffed Shell Day. What's Stuffed Shell Day? Why are you stuffing shell? There we go. I made a little kid's ride. At least this one doesn't need to be tested.
It's a human system. I know this.
Do you really, though? Do you really know this? Because, you know, of all of the things in that movie, that's one of the few things that I really question. I don't actually think she knows this. Good movie, though. I think that car is having a problem.
Over here, he has a sword.
I don't see any swords anywhere. False news.
Nuclear
Vessels?
vessels.
I love how the little cars are just, like, vibrating on the corners.
Let's take a lovely fruit, this man. Remove everything that's good from it, the seeds, the vitamins, the nutrients, everything that's good about it, and just jam it full of shit, garbage shit sugar, and put it in a shit bottle that sounds like shit when you put it on your shit. It's shit! Stop eating ketchup!
It's true. Nobody ever listens to me with that one, though. I'm so convincing in that sound clip, yet no one ever actually listens to me. They just keep doing it. I don't get it, man.
Clear prop.
Pilot's like, I got buttons I can push. Look at these buttons. Ain't these great buttons? Audio also has buttons. I might need to extend the length of this ever so slightly, because, yeah, I can't place these on top of this. So this needs to have one more tile. Oops, no, that's car ride. Wrong ride. Sorry, kids, so I just booted out of that ride. This needs to be one longer. So I can put those up there. Still love pilots? What, they prop? Trying to think, like, how I should do this here. Now I have to make this whole thing look better, because currently it all looks kind of ramshackle and not great. Oh crap, we're stuck in an ad. I wasn't looking at chat. My bad. Hobos is still #1. Years ago, there was a person who had Leroy Jenkins. That one was pretty good. Wait, your sound clip is actually you yelling? Really? Today I learned. That's, huh. I don't know how I didn't know that. Did you tell me this before? Because somehow either you didn't tell me that or I just didn't retain that information, which is definitely possible. But both of them. Maybe? Okay. I seem to recall you just sending it to me. I don't recall you, like, mentioning at any point that it was your voice. Now, I don't think it's actually you making the plane sounds, though. So I will plead some ignorance here. Well, no, the hobos one is definitely, like, a lot of different people yelling. Pilot's one is pilot yelling. Which I didn't know that. It's publicly available plane audio? Okay. Huh. Well. Like I said, you learn something every day, right? And today I learned that I know what Pilot's voice sounds like. Actually, that's not true. I've talked to you on Discord before, so I definitely know what your voice sounds like. But, like... Anyway. Do you still have one? I assume so. I don't really take them away. The question is, what was it? Would be the question, right? I would need to remember what it was. Yours was through Game Wisp, I think. Or through Patreon. One of the two. I don't actually know what it would be, so... If you think you can remember what it was, just try it. See what happens. Motion simulator. Motion sickness simulator? See, these days all this shit would just be VR. Do you have no... I'll look into it later. I mean, you might have one. This is the most, like, me thing ever, is just, like, audience member asks me, do I still have sound commands? And me going, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. Sort of weird. I'm really happy that they stopped being a thing. Although if you walk around Las Vegas now, there's just like random VR headset setups everywhere. And every now and again, you'll just see some random person sitting in the VR headset chair just like absolutely fucking losing their mind, which is kind of probably more entertaining than the actual VR experience. So, you know, the great thing about random VR headsets everywhere is people who've never been in VR can try VR, and then that's very funny to watch from a distance if you don't know the person. And then very, very bored-looking employees stand next to them the whole time. Because basically nobody uses them. You have them at home. We have VR at home. It's not even like the negative meme about the thing at home being worse. It's actually probably better and also cleaner, most likely. You actually do too, and it's funny as hell. I mean, I believe you. I believe that you probably have that stuff at home. One of the funnier things that happened when we were in Vegas was random showgirls heckling a friend of ours and him just like almost having to yell at her that he lives here and no, he's not interested in taking a picture with it. It's just like, literally, I live here. So just stop it. Leave me alone. Very amusing. Subcorn, how's things? Yeah, we have like a VR space in one of the malls around here, and it just always looks empty. Life is treating me well. I'm still alive, so generally, you know. I don't know if that necessarily means well, but it's like, I'm still alive, I think. Is my genuine, honest reaction to that whenever people ask. You get what I mean? Yeah. It's not even necessarily a negative thing. It's just like, well, it's still here. Oh, I literally already put a wall there. I was like, why this no work? Because I already put a wall there, apparently. Well, I feel dumb. Looks like a colossal vomit comet. What, these? These are actually a lot of fun. I quite like these things. Been on them a couple times at various places. They're not as bad as they look. Like, they look like it's the sort of thing that you'd throw up on constantly, but they're really not that bad. Just some G-forces. That's about it. It's like just the loop-de-loop part of a roller coaster, but like on repeat for like 3 minutes. It's pretty good. I quite like them. Pretty fun. Still don't know how do I need to answer to professors on how's it go. What, like answering the question of how's it going? I'm really bad at answering that question because like my knee-jerk response is always overwhelmingly negative. It's like whenever people ask me, it's like, how's it going? Regardless of the context, I always just want to be like awful. Because like that's just how my brain works. I'm incapable of answering questions like that positively. I mean, it's kind of, I guess, the same way I feel whenever random people pop into the stream and ask if the stream's been good. It's like, well, I haven't turned it off yet, so it can't have been that bad. Generally doing okay. I think, like, anybody with depression probably can relate to the feeling of, like, how do I answer that question? Everything is pain. So I really don't want to build a mini golf, but I want a mini golf, so I'm just gonna use the prefab for the mini golf. Prefab. Where's the entrance? It's friggin' mini golf. Trying to figure out where the entrance actually lets out. Oh, I see. Okay. That'll do just fine. As you answer it as aggressively neutral as I can. Well, there's oxygen in here. What? Currently. Still. It's better than if there, or which is better than if there wasn't any oxygen in here. Okay, there we go. That's pretty aggressively mediocrely. Generally, when people used to ask me how my day was at my old job, my response would just be fuck you, I just got to work. I still don't actually know how I didn't get fired from that job. There's several rides I really don't like building in this game, and one of them is the mini golf. It's like the mini golf I don't like building. The mazes I don't like building. You wanted a machine that would measure the value of pi just so you could see if it changed during the day. Does the value of pi change? I mean, I guess like the value would go down if it's been burned, but... This one corner's pretty bad. Yeah, you know, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what Frog for Hire is talking about on like the majority of the time, but generally I just kind of smile and nod. And this is one of them. I don't think this game's particularly fiddly, but I play Dwarf Forts, so. I have a pulse. Honestly, one of my go-to ones is just, I woke up this morning. It's like, how's it going? I woke up today. Still alive, still breathing. Still here, still present. Don't think I'm dead yet. Reminds me of that cut scene from The Incredibles where the lady's just like, what dimension am I in? Ah, shit. I think I'm in the wrong dimension. What dimension am I in? Man who plays fiddle games supreme thinks other game not fiddly. More at 11. I'll have you know, I have never streamed Aurora 4X. Is unbelievable. So you can never tell if he means great or horrible. It's somewhere in the middle, you know, probably somewhere in the middle of great and horrible. Played 400 hours of A4X. Genuine question, how do you track that? Because that game has no, like, time tracking in it. Unbelievable just reminds me of absolutely inconceivable is what that reminds me of, and I don't even know why. Two things are barely related. You have about 4 Aurora instances. That's oddly specific. Huh. Well, I'll take your word for it. Aurora 4X is one of those games that I respect the hell out of, but I don't actually think I would enjoy playing at all. But I'm always happy, like, when that game comes up in conversation, because it's like, man, it's just another one of those weird forever hobby projects that exists. And it's nice that games like that exist. Even though I can't be asked to actually play a lot of them. Although in a world where Rule the Waves 3 came to Steam, they should put Aurora 4X on Steam. It's not what you would call fun. You could say that about a lot of, like, war games and, like, grand strategy stuff. Is that it colonizes your brain? Guess you know Aurora is a thing now? Good luck. Maybe just do yourself a favor and don't ever learn how to install it. One of my, I think, greatest achievements of my streaming career was convincing Cringer to try Aurora 4X. And he did. And his statement about Aurora 4X was, this game is incredible and I can't ever play it because if I play it, it will ruin my streaming career because I won't want to do anything but stream that and nobody will ever watch me. And you know what? He's probably right. He's probably right. Highlight and low light. Highlight and low light. You mean like best memory and worst memory? This is going to get real dark real fast. Best memory, probably quitting my job to stream full-time. Second best memory would probably be December last year. Dwarf Fortress releasing. Low light? Getting a suicide note from a fan. There you go. It's twice in one stream that's come up now. Thank you for making a difference. I still exist. Still exist. Very pink garden. Like aggressively pink. This is a lovely little theme park. What's the next stream goal? What do you mean? What do you mean by stream goal? Extreme career goal? Don't go bankrupt? I don't really have, like, career goals. Yeah, keep it going. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much that. Like, don't go out of business. Still be doing this in X amount of years. I really don't know how to answer that because, like, this is why I would never be a successful business person, because businesses go, all right, what's the plan to double the subscription count? Like, I was listening to Patrick Klepek on Remap Radio on their most recent podcast episode yesterday, where he was talking about, like, running Remap, which is just Waypoint, but, like, no longer connected to Vice. And was saying that he was having a conversation with somebody who asked them what their 10-year plan to double their, like, paid subscriber count for their website is, because, like, they have a thing where you can pay to subscribe to them, right? Basically just, like, and his response was literally like, why in the world would we want to do that? The point isn't, like, to raise the overall sub count. The point is to keep the sub count the same and maintain a paycheck. So, I guess keep my sub count around the same and maintain getting a paycheck. Current actual plan is, like, continue to pay rent and, not, what's the word I'm looking for here? Continue to pay rent and be able to afford taxes, because tax season is coming up. So that's the current plan, is be able to afford my taxes when tax season hits. A really derpy looking skull. It's like it got punched in the nose real hard. Got like a pretty bad, like, underbite. Unchecked infinite growth. Uncheck and infinite growth these nuts. Casual elephant. Uncheck and infinite growth these nuts. Is there anything I would do differently in hindsight?
See how he bites off the shell to get at the nut?
Do you want the actual answer or the joke answer? Because the actual answer is get a fucking real job. Probably. I don't know. I'm not the kind of person who's good at this sort of question. The thing is, it's a really difficult question. Sorry, that's the joke answer, would be like get a real job. The reason this is a really hard question for me to actually give you a response to, because on paper I literally do everything wrong. I literally do everything wrong. When it comes to Twitch, like, what I should be doing is constantly collaborating with other people, networking as much as possible, and trying to grow to make as much money as possible. That's what I should be doing. Instead, I play weird games that small niche communities care about, and I sustain. So what would I do different? I don't fucking know. Yeah, I genuinely don't know. Like, there's very little I think I would actually... I probably would have quit Planet Coaster earlier. But, like, that was years ago. That's probably about it. I probably would have quit Planet Coaster earlier. That's about it. But I don't know if I would have made it this far if I had done that, so I don't know. I mean, that's what I did. Casual. I mean, I streamed very casually in 2013, started taking it a bit more seriously in 2014, and quit my job in 2018. So it took, what, 5 years? So, but also treat it as a business in the process. Are you just advising Chad about how to get into a private business? Is that what's happening? Because that's what this reads like. Because this is like basic bitch business advice 101. Time does in fact file. I mean, you followed me in 2015. It's a fucking long time ago, Corso. And there was that one time you talked about stealing a sword.
Over here.
You still
he has
have
a
it? Wow.
sword.
That's a random statement. Anyway, ancient history callouts.
Over here, he has a sword.
That command has never been more relevant. You can't throw it away. This is true. You could give it to like a Goodwill, probably. What are they gonna do? Report you? Find a stone to embed the sword in. Concrete would make that easier. Concrete would make that a lot easier. All right, I don't really know what else to build in here, so I think I'm gonna call this park done.
Woohoo!
Don't give a damn about anything. It would probably just get sold for $10 in Goodwill, and then some random person would find it and buy it, and then auction it off, and then at that point, maybe it would go back. I don't know if it would ever end up back to you, but visitor mulching torment nexus. You can do that on your own time. I don't. But I'm gonna save this. We'll play this game again at some point. Twist 2 is broken down. Yeah, that's two things about OpenRCT that's real neat. All the backgrounds are custom by community members, and now the music is new.
See how he bites off the shell to get at the nut?
But chat room, I've been streaming for 10.5 hours. My brain is starting to turn to garbly gunk. I think it's time for us to go raid somebody. What do you think? It's been 10 years. Things I would have done differently. I would have made a Patreon sooner. Is the first thing. I would have gone to the first TwitchCon instead of just the second one. No. Budgie. Those are probably, I think, the two main things I would have done differently. I would have gone to the first TwitchCon instead of just the second one. And I would have probably started a Patreon sooner. But aside from that, it's like, I think I also would have tried to network a little harder in the early years, because I never thought I would actually get anywhere doing this. Like, realistically, I never thought I would get anywhere. Never thought I would get to a point where this could ever actually be any kind of income. Because, like, when I started, it was, oh boy. Like, affiliates didn't exist. In order to get partner, you needed 300 concurrent. Or you needed to be jerking off somebody who worked at Twitch. Was, like, the two things you needed to be doing. Back in, like, 2013. So streaming back then was really, really difficult if you weren't a partner because of the high amounts of delay. What else would I have done differently? I don't know. But yeah, it's been a long time.